here's a controversial view. Um, I believe that parents, if they have a kid, if they have a human being, they create a human being, that because they bring this person into their particular situation, they bring this person into a particular financial situation with particular genetics and so on. In the same way, if these people were to adopt or buy a pet, they would care for this pet until the end of its life, giving it everything it needs to be comfortable. I believe that parents should do the same for the human being that they brought to exist until either they die or this human that they brought to exist dies. Um, Needs money for college. The parents decided that they wanted to send this person to college, and the kid just is having a very difficult time paying off the loans and stuff. Then it falls on the parents to pay for it. If they should have thought about the long term uh, problems that this human being might have before investing the before causing this person to exist in their particular situation. If they can't afford it, then they had no business bringing this person into their lives. So if this person, we need cars in order to go to work because we need money in order to live. Most people, anyways, unless you're a person born into a situation where you don't have to worry about money or anything. So that's good that your parents brought you into a situation where all your needs are met. Um, for most people, we need money to pay rent and so on and so forth, or else we're going to live a horrible life. A life that, if a pet owner um, did this to their dog or cat or whatever, they would get in legal trouble. If you neglect an animal or abuse an animal in any way, or just throw it on the side of the road, there are legal repercussions for these things. So you might be thinking, well, you're going to create a dependent person and a person that is weak and so on and so forth. That might be true, but either way, you decided to bring this person into your particular family and situation and so on and so forth. So if this person comes to the conclusion that they don't like life and so on and so forth, and they don't feel like being responsible, and if their actions are going to lead to them to being homeless and sick and so on and so forth, then that's when I mean, in many other situations, but this particular situation is when it definitely falls on the parents to, uh, bring the kid into their home if they're not already living there, and to make sure that this person is fed and so on and so forth, and not abused, not mentally abused, or any type of abuse, just like uh, we can get in trouble for abusing an animal. So think about having kids first, because if you can't pay for their entire life, just like you are willing, you without question, you don't think, oh well, for pets, you don't think, well, the dog's gonna grow to be dependent on me and so forth. Actually, that's what pet owners enjoy. They like that the animal is dependent on them. That's like a given. They don't even think about that. But yet they're willing to bring a human into their family, their situation, and then they're like, okay, go do your own thing. You know, it's how is it different to bring a pet in your life, bring a living being into your life, and then both are the same thing. You're bringing a living being into your life, into the situation, whatever your situation is, into your particular financial status and situation, and so on and so forth. Um, so I think the the same laws should apply. This is very controversial. It's probably going to piss a lot of people off to hear this, but yeah, people have no business bringing a human to exist that they don't plan on caring for until they just can't physically care for this person anymore. Um, if the they have to meet all their needs, and yeah, it's just if they're gonna if because their needs aren't being met, like for instance they can't get a job or whatever, or a good job that doesn't allow them to live a decent life where they're they're happy and so on and so forth, then that falls on the people that brought them to exist in that situation in their particular family. So these should apply to parents. So you just shouldn't have kids unless you're willing to do everything it takes, and possibly every single thing that it takes to it, hearing myself say this, it sounds a little bit uh, ridiculous, but you think about it, like what's the difference between bringing one being into your life and another being into your life? You're signing yourself up for that responsibility. And if you don't want that responsibility, if you're going to say, well, when they turn 18, they're going to, they're going to be on their own and they're getting out of my house. Why, why would you, that's like when this dog or cat turns so many years, they're getting out of my house and they're on their own. You know what I mean? Um, why would you why would you do that? Like the dog's going to have to start doing things to be fed by you and so on and so forth. Like, if you why are you looking at this human being with almost resentment, or I can't find a different word. There might be a more appropriate word to use, but you're kind of like already resenting the person before they exist. If you're saying, well, if it bothers you of the idea of taking care of them while they're an adult, you know, there are parents that have the financial ability, yet they don't pitch in for the kid. If their life is going downhill, that's when I'd say even before that, that's when the parent has to step in. They should be, I'd say, legally obligated to support that kid, or at least get them on their feet, find a way to do something that and you might say, well, if the kid grows up to be an adult that bites someone, metaphorically bites someone, then they have to be put down. No, they get put in, that's taken care of by the legal system. Um, so yeah, you should be prepared to be completely responsible for the remainder of that person's life, or the remainder of your life. And I'd say even after you passed away, you have to have plans for that person to continue until their end. There's a Netflix special now, or a series. I believe it's called The Hidden Lives of Pets. And there's this man who has this tortoise that's going to outlive him. And he's currently looking for someone to care for the tortoise after he passes away, because the tortoise is definitely going to outlive him, most likely. And so it's that sort of thing. Anyways, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think.